welcome back to my YouTube channel. So the look that we are creating today is inspired by like 60s mod look. Not sure where you guys can wear it out. It's pretty much just a fun look to recreate. I was looking through some old videos and photos and I just got really inspired, and I thought it'd be a really fun look to, you know, kind of do and see if you guys like it. So if you guys want to recreate this or just want to simply watch how I do it, go ahead and continue watching the video. Alright, so we're going to get started with the eyebrows. So as you notice, I'm using an angled brush, and we're going to go ahead and start tracing the bottom of the brow. And then we're going to outline the top of the brow to give it a nice shape look that you're going for. And we are going to be filling in the brow with small strokes. The reason why you want to do these small strokes versus one long line is that small strokes do mimic eyebrow hair. So you want to give it a more realistic, natural look as possible. Then we're going to go ahead and flip that brush over and use the combing side. It's a mess. That comb is really important because it's going to give you the natural look and really blend the product with your eyebrow so it can look very natural. If you are like me and you don't like that box eyebrow look, you want to go ahead and just brush all the product from the bottom of your brow towards the top. That way it can give you a nice faded look. The next step would be to pick up your favorite concealer for your brows. I personally like to use the Anastasia Cream palette, and I use the lightest shade. So go ahead and carve out my brows to give it a more sleek look. What I do love about this Anastasia Cream contour palette is that this color can be used not only to carve out for my eyebrows, as you guys are noticing, but I also use it as an eyeshadow. Using this product is extremely beneficial to me because it does even out my discoloration of my eyelids. As you guys can tell, I tend to have it a little bit red, so when I apply this concealer all over, it gives me one blank canvas to work with, which would make it way better when I apply the shadows on top that I applied. Next, I'm going to go ahead and move into my Tarte eyeshadow palette. It's a palette that was given out in the holiday, I believe about 2 years ago. I picked up this bone color that they have. It's a matte eyeshadow that I love to use to really set the concealer that I applied before. The reason why this step is very important, you always want to make sure you do set the eye with any powder, just because it makes it a lot easier to do your blending powder on powder versus powder on cream. And we're going to go back to the same Tarte palette and pick up that nice brown matte color. We're going to use this color to map out where our crease is going to be. And like I mentioned in the video before, if you guys watched it, I like to start at the end of the eye and work my way towards the inner. I am using a Sephora tapered blending brush, which has a point at the end of the brush. This does help for you to be a little bit more precise on where the product is going to be. But mainly here is you could just never stop blending. So when you think that you should blend a little bit more, or when you think you're almost done blending, blend some more. Blending is your best friend. And once your hand hurts so much for all that blending, we're going to pick up a dark brown color. I'm using the dark brown color that is from the same Tarte palette, but you can use any one that is your favorite. Just make sure it's matte. We are going to blend some more. So what this is doing is just really darkening up the look, but in between, as you can tell, I did switch up my blending brush, and this one's a clean Morphe blending brush. It's going to just diffuse the colors all together. And cue some more blending. Alright, now for the fun stuff. We're going to go back with that cream contour palette and pick up the lightest shade. And I'm going to start off by carving out where I'm going to be placing my bright blue eyeshadow. So take your time with this one. Use a flat brush. I like to use the same concealer brush that I use for my brows. It's really precise. And just make sure you carve it all the way out as if you were going to be winging a liner. By bringing the concealer all the way out, it will help you to find that cut crease that we are trying to achieve. I will be using this baby blue eyeshadow from the Marc Jacobs palette, and we're going to go ahead and pack it on the whole area that we applied the concealer on. The reason why we reapplied the concealer was to not only clean up our cut crease, but also give it a good base so this eyeshadow can become more pigmented. Another trick is if you want to go ahead and spray your eyeshadow with some water, it does give more of a foiled look and the color will stand out a lot more. Going back with an angled brush and picking up that same dark brown that I used originally just to resharpen that cut crease and make it sure that it gives a nice vibrant look. Moving forward to absolutely my favorite part, I just love wearing a good bold cat wing liner. So I'm very happy that in the 60s they felt the exact same. There was nothing stopping them and they really loved to make the bold the better. And I really took full advantage and tried to make the most fiercest, dark, bold cat wig liner as possible. And of course, following a nice bold liner, you definitely do need some good concealer to do all that cleaning up and to give you a nice sharp look. Then we'll go ahead into my Marc Jacobs palette yet again and picking up this white shadow. I didn't have any white eyeliner because I just completely ran out of it, so I figured white shadow can just go ahead and play a replacement for this look. And I'm going to go ahead and pack it on all under the eye the way I would smudging out some dark eyeshadow. This gives the illusion that the eye is a lot bigger, and it does definitely tie into that 60s mod look. This definitely was the hardest part for me to do, is outlining that dark liner right under the white just to give a big eye illusion the way it was in the 60s. But I definitely don't recommend to be drinking any coffee beforehand because my hand was shaking non-stop. I'm surprised I didn't completely ruin this look. After finally completing the hardest part of my eyes, I went and picked up my favorite concealer, the Clinique, in the color Golden Neutral, and used a lovely beauty blender to buff that all out. And of course, you cannot forget about baking with my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I used another clean beauty blender, the Pro Beauty Blender from Sephora. And go ahead and packing it on all over my under eyes to make sure I don't have any creases. As I'm going ahead and baking, I went ahead and picked up a black eyeshadow with my angled brush and really redefined that cut crease, and as well as my bottom eyeliner to give it more of a smoky effect. And of course, to finish off this bold eye look, we need some bold lashes. Since we are done with the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and use a nice fluffy brush, the number 79 from Sephora.
I'm going to be picking up my Golden Soul Fake Bronzer over here. Oh, I just broke my nail. My nail popped off right when I was putting it. Anyways. And this is a nice contour brush that I bought from, it's a set from Coastal Scents that I got, so it's
want to apologize for those gunshot parts. I have a lovely boyfriend who is playing his
This bronzer has a little bit of sheen to it, so it's not technically a matte bronzer. And like I said, I just want to keep it a little bit glowy, but not too much. And then I'll do it at the sides of my nose. Same thing. I'm not gonna go as detailed with the nose contour because I like to do it every day, but I feel like this one, just a little bit on the sides, does define the nose. And with this clean number 75 brush, I'm just gonna go ahead and buff everything out so it won't look like I have too much of it on. Instead of using a beauty blender, you can just use this brush to kind of clean and blend everything out. Kept it a little bit simple, strictly powder bronzer, nothing, no cream, no contour, anything, just all powder, just to give more of that matte effect. And then the last thing I'll pick up is a little bit of blush, and I'm going to be picking up NARS. Just kidding, I love this blush, it smells so good. And I'm going to be picking up my number 55 Pro Airbrush from Sephora. This is a multi-purpose brush. You can use this for anything, for bronzer, blush. You can actually use it for liquid foundation as well as powder foundation. So if you guys don't want to be spending too much on having multiple brushes like the way I do, this is something to pick up at Sephora. It works for everything if you just don't mind cleaning between it.
You can also paint with it.
We don't need side comments in the video.
Painting a house, painting a room, anything you need to paint, multi-purpose brush. You got it.
Sephora should send you a check. Out here promoting.
before I'll be waiting for my check,
so annoying.
your multi-purpose brush.
Shut up, you're in my video. Shush, hush. Laura Mercier has this highlight called Seduction. I believe it was a limited edition one. I don't know if they still have it, but it's a nice bronzy color. I'm gonna pick it up just a little bit and apply it where my bronzer is at, just because if it's too dark for me as a highlight, but in that bronzer it'll look really nice. So it's just to kind of warm it up. All right.
Yes.
I'm gonna end up using the Laura Mercier highlight. It is their #1. I got this probably the first year that I started working at Sephora as gratis, and I just can't get rid of it. I use it very, very generous. Like, I don't like to use it that much, so a little bit goes a long way. And I'll spray it with a facial spray, or you could do your matte Fix Plus, sorry. So just go ahead and apply it on the top of your cheekbones. It has a little, it's more pearlescent with a little bit pink undertone, so this one definitely doesn't have any golds the way I usually like to use it, but I want to just switch up the look. I don't want to constantly be using the same highlight and same products. I want to give you guys a variety. But what is, I can't even talk right now.
Variety.
Variety. And the last step, we're going to go ahead and keep a very pale pink lipstick, because that's what the look that we're going for. Do have to be a little bit careful with me. I still want to do like a brown lip liner, because I am more of a darker or middle complexion. So if I do too pale pink, it looks really washed out, so I'm not a big fan of that. I am going to pick up my NYX lip liner.
This is absolutely my favorite lip liner. It's in the color soft brown.
I'm going to use my MAC lipstick called Please Me.
Really inexpensive, so
all the products I use today are very sexual. And Please Me, Seduction. That's hilarious.
Don't mind if I do.
See, it's really pink. I'm not a fan of how pink it is, but I'm gonna go in with a lighter, really, really pale lipstick, and it is from also NYX Cosmetics, and it's gonna be the number 590. It's an older lipstick, so I don't think they still carry this one. I always recommend to mix lipsticks. Johnny gets your best. I can never find the perfect pale pink for me. I have yet to find one, but I always love to mix any pinks and then top it off with this one. It's so nice, the NYX Cosmetics. It's super, super, it's literally like someone's skin, like really, really pale skin tone. So when you mix it with pink, it gives you like the best color. So cocktailing lipsticks is like the thing to do, honestly. Especially for this look, because back then it was super pale. Like the lipstick was not, they always really focused on the dark liner and the really white eyeliner underneath. That's what we're doing. So, and then I'm gonna go in just when I put foundation on. My mole always tends to be covered up, and I love showing my mole. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of liner and re-darken my mole. I'm not making up a mole, I'm just darkening up the one I already have. People always think that I like draw in a mole. I'm like, no, I just actually covered it.
Fake ass
I showed
mole.
it today. I just showed it today.
Fake ass mole.
Please excuse my boyfriend with
There you
these
go.
shady ass comments. So this is the finished makeup look. I hope you guys like my creation of a 60s mod. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like this video. See you guys next time.
How do I look?
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
You were supposed to look at me and it looks good. It looks like a mess. I think I'll make this a thing. Only to record videos in a row. We'll make this a thing. Can you just leave?
Okay, now I can't. It's not included?
You're just so annoying. Anyways. Oh. See, my camera got lost focus a little bit.
Seduction.
Yes, seduction. Was that your seduction voice? Gotta work on that. Unnecessary.
Work with them bitches last night.
That's it. We're done. You hear me? It's a wrap.